Make sure ain't nobody.
Looks like we got somebody up in here. What's up? How's it going? First live puppet building tutorial. I am LJ, aka Little JEGHETTO. I am a rod puppet. Welcome. Yep. About to get started in a few. Gonna let some people come up in here. Word up. Got two people so far. About to get some puppetry on Paul. I am Little JEGHETTO. I am a rod puppet with flow. All right. Hold on, let me fix this camera. Let's see, how do I scale a puppet head? Hey, Jack. Is that Jack Conti? Is that correct? I gotta, how do I pull up that comment? Top shot, live shot, all of this is visible. There we go. Excuse me, this is my first time actually going live on YouTube. I've been on YouTube forever, but this is my first live interaction. My man said, let's see, how do you scale puppet head, and does it have to be the same as a real human? There are no really definite rules to puppetry. I've seen many styles of puppets. This one, as you can see, it's almost in scale, but it's a little elongated. Most puppets that I've seen, the heads are actually really big as far as scale to the human. But it depends on the realism of the puppet. How real do you want it to be? And I've learned over the years that the more realistic and anatomically correct the puppet is, the better the movement and the more realistic the movement. As far as the weight distribution, it's heavier on the bottom as far as marionettes. Yeah, it's, let's see. So got 4 people. Welcome, welcome. You can go ahead and feel free to type in something. If you have any questions, let me know. Love your work. Thanks for sharing. Thank you, Troy. Appreciate that. Oh yeah. Can I get like a 1 if y'all want me to just tell them a little about myself if you don't know who I am or what I've done yet? Can I get a 1 in the chat? Or do y'all just want me to just get into the tutorial? What I'm going to do, I'm going to break this puppet. I'm going to break down one of the legs and show you how I put them together. So this one's a marionette. It's a robot. It has more legs like shaped like a chicken. You can see the feet. It's a pretty crazy robot. built this with my son. My son Tarin, he's a puppeteer, and he was probably like 2 or 3 when I built this. And he was a little cute little thing, and he used to pronounce robots bobots. So I said, that's awesome. So this puppet's name is Bobot the Robot. So you see little screws for eyes, and that mouth is actually the split wood. I don't know how that happened, but yeah, cute little guy. Everybody welcome. Yeah, I am JEGHETTO. I've been building puppets for almost 20 years now. Based in Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Before COVID, I used to travel the country doing workshops, teaching classes like this in person, performances at festivals and theaters. Kind of miss it. I don't miss the traveling and the flying and everything, but hey, it comes with it. But let's see, how do you make a mechanism for a puppet hand so it could grab things? I actually have a puppet right here. This one is another puppet. What I do is, so when you say you wanted to grab things, do you want to grab things live, or are you doing it for film? Because if you're doing it for film, I built this guy right here, and what I did is I used a bendable wire for his hands. See, and I connected all the joints. You can see the wires going through right here. Let me see if I can open it up to the other side. See? So if you're doing video, you actually clamp the hands down to hold stuff. Like that. But as far as if you want a mechanism to hold the hand, depends on if you want all your fingers connected or you just want the two. What I would do is I would have the hand position pulled together with a piece of elastic like this, like in the web of the hand. And I would have 2 strings coming off the back of the hand to pull it open like that. So it would be like this. As far as a live motion hand opening and closing. But usually I convert everything to video. You can see the green screen behind me. So with video, you can just you can edit it, close the hand, go over, edit it again, put one finger up. So just movable parts. But as far as a mechanism to move a hand, I would use elastic to keep it closed and strings to pull it open and close. Let's see, I hope that answers the question. So I'm trying to think if I actually have a hand that opens and closes. I'm looking around the workshop right here. Let me see. No, nothing off that opens and closes. I have stuff that works, but it's not an open and closing hand. But I do have puppets that move and stuff. See, same as stop motion puppet. Yep, I was thinking for my movie puppet, I created a mechanism for the thumb so you can grab. But yeah, so you basically got it. Just have a fixed bendable wire, especially if it's stop motion. It's perfect. This hand I just showed you. It's perfect for that. Okay, there you go. And actually, it's a heavier wire. It's like safety wire. You can get a spool of it for like this big at like a Lowe's or a Home Depot. This is actually some of the wire right here. I covered it with tape, but see, it's still strong enough to hold this shape, but it's bendable. So you don't want something like this steel rod. This is a steel rod right here. So I'm saying it keeps it. So you don't want anything that's too sturdy or too strong, because you'll break the hand of the puppet. So yeah, let's get into it. What I'm going to do is show you how I connect my leg joints. Use 50-pound, I said in reverse, use 50-pound test fishing line. This is my thing. This is what I use to join my puppets, especially the ones that are made of harder materials like PVC or wood, because most people when they use hard materials they use screws and bolts, and it's just a real rigid movement. But with the fishing line, it has flexibility to it, so it gives a more realistic walk. And I'll show you. See how it's rigid, but it's fluid. It moves smoothly versus a rigid a rigid movement like this with stills. It flows. Like Bruce Lee said, be the water. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut this apart. I chose this puppet because it actually has 2 joints instead of 1. So I'll start with the knee joint and show you how I use a stopper. So I'm gonna go with the knee instead of the ankle. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut these off. Alright. And this is another trick that I use. I get these little beads right here, and when I tie it off, I put a knot at the end, and that stops the string from coming, that stops the knot from coming back through the wood. Alright, so let's tie it up a little bit. Alright, so you see this knee is separated. I'm gonna go ahead and separate the second one too. Alright, so I'm gonna leave this one here, but I'm gonna show you. Alright, so it's knotted at the end. There's the bead. See, the bead stops the knots from coming back through the hole. So it's kind of like a bolt. Get it? Alright, so I take my string. It's always good to have excess string, because the more string you have, the easier it is to tie it off with. The tighter string once you put it through the joint. So I do about 6 to 8 inches. For another carnivorous dinosaur, could I recommend Atlantis? Hey Jack, what's up? My dinosaur man is in. Yes, I haven't had time to build any dinosaurs as of late. I got a lot of commissions to do some other stuff. All right, so 1 knot. It's just a regular knot. See how I pulled it right on top of the other one. Pull that tight. To pull it real tight, use a tool. And give it a nice little tug. Make sure it's nice and tight. Take one of these beads and put that through there. See? And there's going to be excess string. You'll cut that off later. So that's nice and tight. Put that through there like that. This is going to fit on a knee like this. I like to use double pieces for the shin, because the shin bone. I actually have a skeleton right here. Hold on, let me get my skeleton reference. It's good to use a skeleton for reference, especially when you're building humanoid puppets. What's up, Bones?
Hey, what's up, man?
So you see, the human body has 2 bones as the shin. So that's what I model my puppets off of. Most of my puppets that I build have two bones. And it's easier to make a joint because, I'll show you. It's easier to make a joint instead of digging and carving wood. They're both on both sides, and it flows like that. See what I mean? So where's the string I just cut? Right here. I'm gonna put it through one side. So that's one side of the shin. Take it through the knee joint. And as far as the holes, I use the smallest drill bit is a 1/16 inch drill bit to get the small holes. And once you put it through, there, I'll show you up close. See it? Put it through there. Then you take the other one. With the hollow PVC, it's a little hard to get straight through because the holes are so small. See? Look how small that hole is. I got it through there. You can see over the green. See that? We have a knee. We'll get another. I'm trying to find another bead. Beads are so tiny. All right. So now, to tie it off, you want this as flush as you can get it. You want it as tight as you can get it against the piece of wood, because once you get it tight and you knot it, it'll loosen up by itself, and it'll give you. And you can even, if you want it, the joint to be a little looser, you can actually pull it and stretch it, because the string is made of plastic. So I pinch it right on the bead where I want the knot to be. Wrap. Go this way. Wrap the string around under. Hold on. Redo that because I'm at a bad angle trying to get you guys to see it. I'm gonna go ahead and do it like this. Hope y'all can still see that. See, I'm pinching it, wrapping around, and you want the knot over the bead. You don't want to go under the bead. You want the knot to be right on the top like that. See it? So it's knot, bead, puppet, bead, knot. Like a sandwich. All right, so now that that's tight, there's one knot. Always double knot it. 2 knots. 3 for super good luck. A nice little pull. Put some pliers or something. You don't have to be this big, but pull it and push the knot down onto it. Here we go. Have a joint. So now, to stop the leg from bending the opposite way, bending this way, we're going to put a stopper with these 2 holes to stop it from breaking that way. All right? And do that. Cut off the access string. Cut another piece of string, put the stopper on it to stop the leg from bending the wrong way. So another 6 to 8 inches. Go ahead and tie one side off with a double knot. One, two. Yep. Any questions? Go ahead and type it in. All right, so now I'm going to reconnect this part. All right, so go ahead and cut this off. Reconnect. Go ahead and put the stopper on there. All right, for this one, see the two holes right there with the 1/16 inch drill bit. I have to come from the back and come around to the front. Go ahead and push that through there. Okay, coming off the front, come over. Back out the back. Let's see. Like I said, it's a little tricky because the hole is so small and the PVC is hollow.
You guys doing?
Alright, so I wanted to stop about right there. Got it marked. Boom. Make it a little tighter. So go ahead and wasn't as tight as I wanted it. Remember I said you gotta do it just really tight. So I'm gonna pinch it even harder. Test that. Boom. Perfect. Tie another knot. And here we go. Knee joint. Ta-da. Alright, so there's that. I'm going to go ahead and reconnect. Put this back on. So this is going to bend this way. Alright. So go ahead and get some string. Get 2 beads. String 8 up. Another one, 6 to 8 inches. Not that long. One knot.
Keeping track of the time.
2 knots. You're gonna fit in like this. Make sure the foot is on right. Many times I put it on backwards and everything. It's crazy. Alright, come through here. What y'all doing?
Can I do that?
Through. Taking it through the wood is easy because it's a solid piece. So there, go through. we go. Pull it all the way through. Tie it off. There we go. One joint, two joints. And the stopper was already there. Stopper was already on the back of this one. Kind of cheated. Yeah, just like new. Alright, so there's that one. And, my mini-me was built the same way, but this guy is all wood. I'll show you. See the knots right there? Just tied that off. And for the wrists, see, it's all connected with fishing line. Then I use rods to move the body. So this guy's like a rod puppet. Alright, any questions so far? Go ahead and type it in the chat. Another guy that I just built. I do hybrids. Let me take him off his stand. His name is Selby. I actually have working on filming a children's program with him. And he's a full rod puppet. See, I painted the controllers green because he's a green screen. You can check out his videos on my channel. His name is Selby, the Social Emotional Learning Bot. S-E-L-B, Selby. Right here, so I have a controller in the back of his head, the small of his back, so he can move his head around. And of course, his hands and legs. So this is a two-person puppet. We have two people working on. Made of all scrap wood. And this guy, he's put together, instead of, say I have the fishing line to have a walking mechanism. That's what this is right here. So when I pull it, it pulls his feet up. And he actually walks. So this is I call these hybrids, where I mix in a marionette with a rod puppet. So when I'm controlling myself, I need them to walk. I can do that. Or if I have two people, I have a second person just making a walk with the rods. Pretty cool. It's one of my favorite buddies right here. Let's see. I have another rod puppet right here. Like I said, you can see the fishing line, but trying out something new with this guy. So I connected his head and his back with one controller, and this one actually adjusts like that. I can actually control his body and his head with one control. And I have the arms and the legs the same way. Is the control like this, and this controls his arms. I can do both arms at the same time as you're controlling the arm and the head. More than one person puppet too. These are actually puppet. This is a short film I'm working on. We got a grant from the Heather Henson's Handmade Puppet Dreams film company. This is the miniature of the big one, and you can see his legs. Control his legs like that. So that was a miniature version of this guy right here. We'll do the close-up scenes. It'll be this guy. These are rods too. They have rods. To paint these green. And is the bigger puppets use paracord for the joints. See? Instead of the fishing line because they're bigger. And I still use the fishing line for the smaller things that don't move, for the non-movable parts. To connect those. You see like plates. These things right here, that's all connected with fishing line. And for the major joints, I use paracord. Yep, all wood, all painted wood. Alright. Let's see, so showed y'all mirrors and rod puppets. I have a Muppet style puppet here that I can show you as well. I'm going to pull this guy out. Yep, so don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, hit that bell so you get notification because I'll start doing these lives more often. This is my first one, so you know I'm just filling everything out. That's my man Jim right here. Jim Crow, he's actually made of an old jacket. Matter of fact, it's a Kenneth Cole jacket. The reaction thing right there. I got some paint on this, decided to turn it into a puppet. And actually, he was just a torso like a Muppet, you know, just the shirt up. I decided to give him a full body and a pair of wings. So I rebuilt his wings. His wings actually, that's a wire wrapped in electrical tape. Give it that sheen. Because he has the JEGHETTO logo tiger eye necklace that I made. And I built his whole body. It's actually on the stand. I'm gonna take him off the stand, show you how he works. So let's see. Hold him. Tail feathers too. Of course, the hand goes up. Some hot glue or something on. Clean them off. Go! Yep, Jim Crow. So now I got him on. What I do here is, see his feet actually hold on to my arm. So I have put him through like that. So he perches on my arm. And then I hold the rods to control. So he sits on the arm that I control him with, like this. Go! Yep, this guy. The wings flap. It could be a two-person too. You know, the more people are working, the more he moves, the wing goes up. So yeah. So I work with all. Yeah, so I build any type of puppet, marionettes, the Muppet Doll, the rod puppets. I'm doing film now. Things all over me. All right, so let's see. So this is time to do plugs. Please follow, like, subscribe. Hold on, I missed that last response.
Make sure to let them know you're an artist.
All right, see, that looks great. Love the use of electric tape. Thank you. Yeah, I was showing that technique at a art school in Durham School of the Arts. They made these feathers where they had wire, but they used masking tape. But I figured, any tape will do, so I used duct tape. Thinking about using silver tape too to make some crazy like robot funky type of bird. Let's see, and see what else. Yep. So see, I do visual art as well. I'm a muralist, portrait artist. Like I said, my page I have playlists and tons of videos of artwork and all type of stuff. Let's see. Maybe she said I'm gonna do art demos. My wife is whispering to me, telling me, reminding me to say what's up to say. Let's see. Visit website for all information, include classes and events. Tell them about upcoming events. I'm working on a short film, like I said earlier, for Heather Hanson's Handmade Puppet Dreams film company. It's this guy right here, Spinocchio. Sitting down, she had more room. But yeah, I designed him. There's another robot that I built years ago. I did a show for, but I wanted like a African mask type of look for his face, so that's where I got this face from. And I'll give him the brown wood for he's melanated with the different plates because he's like kind of thrown together. But there's actually hand movement. He gets full range movement of his hand. Love that. Right. Let's see, what else did I have? That's basically it. Just working on videos, creating content for our family channel at JEGHETTO'S Workshop. That's on YouTube as well. On Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, go ahead and do that at JEGHETTO'S_puppets. Let's see, what else? See, an upcoming fall class. What's that about?
Anybody who's interested in taking classes.
All right, so yeah, so I offer one-on-one classes, so we can do this in private. I'll be doing Zoom. So yeah, any other questions or anything? Anybody want to chat? Put in the chat.
So if you like what you see.
In case you didn't. All right. Oh. Okay. Let's see, what else do I have I can show you? Oh, yeah. Could you grab it for me? The spider, grab the spider too. Now I showed you all humanoid puppets. Now I'm going to get into the animal stuff. Look at our spider. Just stand up on the chair, where I can get it. Just want to show you another quick thing about the rod puppets. They can full action. Real fun to use with green screen. Actually have a video with him falling. I don't know if you've seen it. It's like, So it's really durable too. Okay, I cut all the wood. This guy's put together with just that paracord, bead for the eyes. Spider. Alright, so now this is one of my more complex bad boys right here. It's a Nazi the spider. It's all chopped wood, and it's all connected with fishing line. Every leg. That's my neighbor. And when this was first built, it had two rods in the front and the back, and they both, the front rod, did the first four legs, then the back rod did the last four legs. But what I did was I broke it down even more simple, where I had just one controller now. So you can see how this one controller is connected to all 8 legs. I have the handle you hold right here, and it's just one movement up and down. It moves all 8 legs. Yeah, this guy's pretty cool. Actually, do it with one hand too. So controlling 8 legs with one hand. I would call this a hybrid too, or like a Czech style marionette, because the rod keeps the stability. And what I did to stop the confusion of all the strings, what I did was I ran the fishing line up through the body to keep it fixed. So I just drilled it straight through the body and up to the controller. So it goes from the leg through part of the body and then up to the controller. So I had to drop it, do all type of crazy stuff, put it down, and nothing happens. It's your regular beads for the eyes. This guy. And here's another guy. Well, another show I'm working on. His name is BB. This is actually a recycled teddy bear. See, what I did was, with this guy, I used blocks of wood to give it, shape and weight. And I needed something to connect the strings to as well. So what I did was I put blocks of wood into the hands and the feet. See that block of wood right there? And that gives me something to connect the string to. So I cut the teddy bear open, which was horrible. I gutted it, and for the mouth, the face, this is actually, I cut off the snout and put more wood in there to control it. Let me see, let me show you. Did a little brain surgery there. See, that's the mouth mechanism right there. And these are the controllers.
What did you do with her?
Put her inside.
All right.
Where inside?
Inside the house. With Tarin.
Alright, so legs go up and down, control like that, and the hand. Teddy bear. Recycled teddy bear turned into a puppet. Oh, and for the face, I don't know if I said this, but I shaved the fur down and cut off the snout and turned the snout into a mouth. So he turned him from a bear to a monster. That's it right there.
Toys.
All right. So I get commission. I sell these as well. I also make some toys, handmade toys out of wood. I'm about to get one of the toys right now. And I have merch on my website. I have a store on my website. We have t-shirts, different designs. We have handmade toys, which the whole family helps. My teenager cuts the wood. My 12-year-old, he drills the holes for me, and my daughter puts the wood stain on them, and I put them together.
And I ship them.
Yep, and the wife takes the orders. She handles all the financial stuff, and my wife sends them out. So it's a family-owned business. You want to support family-owned business? Get one of my toys. Holidays are coming up. I have another thing called a sculpet, where it's a puppet and a sculpture mixed together. This one is a sea turtle. So I call it a sculpet. Here, let me bend this down a little bit. Because it's a sculpture and it's also a puppet. So just pull these, push these back and forth, and it works. It's on a wooden platform like that. That's it. Put it on your office table. All recycled wood. Sculpets by JEGHETTO'S. All right. Any other questions in the chat? Okay, that's it. All right. So yeah, it's Sunday afternoon. Thank y'all for. Oh, let me put this back up. Whoa. Sunday afternoon. Thank y'all for joining me for the first one. Be sure to sign up for the next one, and I'll show more techniques and do more tutorials on different types of puppets. I am JEGHETTO. Remember, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I am out. Peace.